Thank you. And I'd also like to thank the Commission for inviting me to host these 1996 European ITEA Awards. Well, IT, of course, plays a very important role in my life. After all, where would CNN be without uplinks and downlinks and footprints? How would we research our stories without modern technology, modern communications? How would reporters research without the World Wide Web? Think of the correspondent on the road. It's essential for that correspondent to have a computer. That's the way they communicate with their offices. They can log in. They can also access wire services. They not only report and write, but also file their stories. And on a personal note, it gives them the ability to email their families. So you can contact your family and friends without waking up mom in the middle of the night because it may be an inch on the map, but the time difference is a bit wider than that. These are just some of the reasons why I was so excited to be here today to meet some of the top innovators, Europe's top innovators in information technology. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the so-called information superhighway. I am not one of the most experienced drivers, and I promise you it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a woman. It's because I'm not 12 years old. Because you'll notice that it's always the 12-year-olds that can solve problems. I'll just tell you a little anecdote here. I can remember a colleague at CNN telling me that he spent 4 hours on the phone with the various helplines trying to figure out what had made his computer crash. And his 12-year-old son wandered by and solved it in 3 minutes. Well, getting back to the highway, it often seems jammed. There's simply too much traffic. There seem to be some bad drivers out there. So the traffic itself does not often flow as smoothly or as quickly as we would like. In fact, the highway sometimes reminds me of a crowded market or perhaps a souk. You know, there are so many people there. They're milling around. They don't seem to have any directions. There are no maps, or if they are, the maps are not very, very clear. But for the experienced, or perhaps more for the lucky driver, it is possible to find what you want very quickly and often at a bargain price. And there's another plus. You can run into some very interesting characters. Well, like it or not, the highway is here to stay, and most people are trying to get onto it. However, as I said, the access or slip roads are sometimes bumpy, they're congested, and often they are not very well signposted. And the highway itself, when you are on it, can be very confusing. It can seem very crowded. Again, you need more signposts. This is why your innovations are so essential, so very important. Well, this year, the European IT Awards have expanded to include an even larger number of candidates and even more countries. Last year, there were 20 candidates, and they were all from countries within the European Economic Area. This year, we have 25 candidates, and they, for the first time, include Central and Eastern Europe. Well, 25 of Europe's best brains, more than that really, because many of you work with teams, are in this room today. Now imagine if you were individually able to come up with such amazing solutions, what you might do if you were in the same R&D lab together. It's scary, especially for Europe's competitors. Well, all 25 companies are winners, but 3 of you will be especially honored today. And before we tell you who you are, I think it might be a good idea to tell you just how this decision was reached. So first, allow me to introduce Mr. Karl-Heinz Kaske, the former CEO of Siemens and the president of the jury. Mr. Kaske.
President Santer, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The European IT prizes are a good example what public authorities can do to encourage creativity and innovation. The European IT Prize is an award for innovation through information technology. To put innovative products in the market, it takes not only R&D, but it takes also new ideas, business sense, entrepreneurial spirit, and lots of planning and promotion. It is excellence in carrying through the complete process from an idea all the way down to the market that the European prize rewards. The European IT prizes have a dual structure. They are both Academy Awards, call it Oscars for technology, rewarding technical excellence in developing and using information technology, and business awards, rewarding business sense and business planning. The prizes are literally Academy Awards, the selection of the most innovative products in the European information technology has been entrusted to a most independent authority providing technical and business expertise, together with broad judgment and the vision of the future. The selection of the winners was entrusted by Eurocase, the European Council of Applied Sciences and Engineering. And Eurocase brings together all academies of the member states with their senior industrial and academic members. Ladies and gentlemen, this evaluation was not an easy one. More than 250 submissions were received from all over Europe, and a great many of them were exciting and high-level innovative products. A visit to the exhibition must have convinced you that Europe has no shortage of ideas. This is clear. Do not forget, for example, GSM, ISDN, and the web are all European ideas. We Europeans should build upon our creativity in the IT field to launch new ventures and increase our share in the rapidly expanding markets of information-based products and services. Last night, the executive jury selected the 3 grand prizes among the 25 winners. They are just more equal. This was also a very tough choice. Tough choices, however, have to be made, and I have here this envelope. In this envelope, the result of these choices, which I shall give now to Mrs. Bowker, so that they can be announced to the world. Hilary, where are you?
I'm hiding behind you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Kaska. Well, all 25 finalists deserve special mention. And just for a moment here, I'd like to say I did go to the exhibition, and it is amazing. And it's hard to really impress somebody like me. We've seen a lot. It's really fantastic. Well, all 25 of you have taken a novel idea. You've added a sense of business and entrepreneurial spirit, and you've mixed that well with planning and promotion, and voila, a wider, better mapped, and more accessible information superhighway. Let's look at just how you did this.
The 1996 European Information Technology Prize recognizes 25 winners from the European Economic Area and Central and Eastern Europe for converting innovative RTD results into marketable products. Model Maker, by the British company 3D Scanners, is the first handheld product that can accurately and quickly scan physical objects to make three-dimensional computer models. The ATL Monitor, by Advanced Technology Limited of the United Kingdom, is a wire-free security system. It is multi-alarm, fully portable, and uses an innovative low-power radio link with unique coding technology. Ara Dobby and Ara Jack, by Slovenia's Aran, are textile CAD-CAM software packages which serve for the design and manufacture of Dobby and Jacquard fabrics by first simulating them on screen prior to weaving. Orca version 3.0 by the Polish firm Arcus Electronics is a classifying prognostic system suitable for use in economics, scientific, marketing and medical research. It is based on the simulation of artificial neural networks. Greece's Atcosoft presents Alpha Medline, a set of software specialized programs for the full convergence of the medical requirements of a healthcare organization or a network of such organizations. FaceCheck by Germany's CVIS, Computervision und Automation, is an integrated vision system for automatic face recognition and computerized identification of persons by video image analysis. The Danish firm Case Technology brings us Matchbox Switch ES2420, a novel Ethernet switch that increases performance and network efficiency while reducing costs. Finland's Data Fellows presents F-Secure SSH, an all-encompassing family of cryptography software for the corporate environment, with military-grade specification. Ireland's Expert Edge Computer Systems brings us AppBridge Express, the only software product that dynamically creates a graphical user interface for legacy systems and turns character-based host screens into intuitive, easy-to-use Windows applications. MBR-OLA by the TCTS lab at the Faculté Polytechnique de Mons in Belgium is a high-quality multilingual speech synthesizer capable of producing any utterance with a given voice, language, speech database. Hewlett-Packard Laboratories in the UK introduces Hewlett-Packard OmniGo 700LX, a communication-centric computer that integrates voice and data communications with the portability and power of a palm-top PC. Odula 1.1 by the Czech company Hydro Inform is a new professional engineering software package for hydraulic and water quality simulation within water supply and distribution systems for drinking water. The Institute for Logic and Linguistics at the IBM Scientific Center in Heidelberg, Germany, brings us Personal Translator, PT Plus, an automatic English to German and German to English translation software program designed for general use on personal computers. Information Broker from the Irish ICL Information Technology Centre provides the means to make information available to consumers over the internet in a secure, personalised and interactive manner. It has already been successfully applied to the banking and electronic publishing sectors. Tiger, by the British company Intelligent Applications, is a knowledge-based monitoring and diagnostic system for gas turbines and associated equipment that gives early warning of potential failure. Finland's Nokia Mobile Phones presents Nokia 9000 Communicator, integrating phone and two-way messaging, including the writing and receiving of faxes, internet and intranet emails, and short GSM messages. DigiFocus by the Danish firm Oticon is the world's first fully digital compact hearing aid that is customizable to each user's hearing profile. It is based on a new microchip set which has the same processing power as a desktop computer. Recognitor Form 2.0 by Hungary's Recognitor Corporation is a form recognition software program that speeds up manual data entry and verification. Germany's Siemens Nixdorf presents the advanced service design environment of IN Express, the Siemens product family for intelligent network solutions, which allows designers quickly to tailor complex services to the specific needs of individual companies. Prefix by the UK's Snell & Wilcox is the most powerful compression preprocessor system available, used for the conditioning and analysis of TV signals. Pathfinder by the British Spectronics Microsystems is a novel computerized taxi dispatch system, providing adaptability to fleets of all sizes, connectivity to external communications media, and flexibility between taxi companies' operations. The Dutch company TechForce brings us Cosmos, an object-oriented analysis and transformation system that modernizes old legacy software systems, thus allowing the redesign of business processes and the reduction of maintenance costs. The TSP lab at the Technical University of Budapest presents PCM Multiplex Analyzer EP2, an automatic test instrument for measuring the performance of analog and digital telephone channels and trunks that combines high accuracy with small size and low cost. Italy's BV Software introduces Object Store Inspector, a high-level visual browser for object-oriented databases, which allows users to inspect, query, and edit the database through a user-friendly interface. And finally, the West Desktop Education Server by Ireland's Web Educational Support Tools is a course delivery and management system. It is based on an object-oriented database engine which manages the relationship between the student, his course material, the instructor, and the school. The European IT Prize has been organized jointly by the European Commission's Esprit program and Eurocase, the European Council of Applied Sciences and Engineering.
Congratulations, all of you. Well, now it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce Monsieur Jacques Santerre, the President of the European Commission. Monsieur Santerre.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very exciting occasion, and I'm greatly honored to be with you today to present in a few minutes this year's Major Information Technology European Awards. Before I have the pleasure of doing so, I would like to thank all those who have organized this rich event and to congratulate all those who have participated in this prestigious occasion, competitors, exhibitors, and delegates alike. Ladies and gentlemen, the information society is upon us, full stop. We must now look forward dynamically, planning for a digital future in the 21st century. Not reminiscing in the past for the quill pen and the pigeon communications. And this European Commission, I am pleased to say, right from day one of our mandate, has resolutely pursued driving Europe forward to be successful, innovative, and in the lead in the information society. We have worked very hard to put in place the right telecommunications framework. Indeed, it's nearly complete. Our telecommunications framework, our telecommunications markets opened on the 1st of January 1998. We are in the lead, trying to complete the global telecom negotiations in the World Trade Organization. We are investing heavily with our research programs in new information technology applications. We are reorienting some of our structural fund expenditures. We are stepping up our broad efforts to encourage innovation, education, and training, to prepare the Union and our citizens for the future. We are invigorating our SME policy, but we are also fully taking into account the social and societal aspects of the information society. All our citizens must be included in this process of dramatic change, not only elites. We do not want, nor will be successful, if we open new divisions between the information haves and the have-nots. I totally reject that model for the European Union. But there is another key to the information society, and that is job creation. If I were asked to give a single word which characterizes an economy that is successful in creating jobs in the information society, I would not hesitate to say that the word is entrepreneurship. In Europe, we need far more entrepreneurs, and especially we need young entrepreneurs in the new and emerging information industries, technologies, and markets, which will forever shape our future economic activity and social well-being. And let me take an example. One major networking company in the United States began in the mid-80s with net revenues of $115. Today, it is a Fortune 500 company with nearly $6 billion of revenues and 15,000 employees. Many of them are Europeans. In 1995, its turnover increased by 26% over 1994, and 1,200 extra people were hired. I want as many European companies as possible to emulate this sort of performance. But for this to happen, we have to convert better our ideas and creativity, where we excel in the European Union, into globally marketable winning products. The Commission has just agreed a new white paper on innovation to carry this debate forward. But we still have some way to go to give more visibility and importance to our ability to innovate. This will be taken up in the 5th framework program. To create an environment favoring innovation in terms of further improving access to venture capital and simplifying the procedures that allow start-ups and spin-offs to be set up. To simplify the lives of small and medium-sized companies and reduce administrative burdens on them. To make it clear that risk-taking has become an essential part of European economic activity. The world changes so fast that it is no longer possible to plan ahead every single detail of our future. As Leonardo said, while we decide what to do, it becomes too late. And of course, we must not be afraid to try. Among those who dare, we will find winners, and I hope many winners. But to encourage more people to try, we have to upgrade the importance all Europeans give to entrepreneurship. And I repeat that we must train and educate all our people to benefit and profit from this information revolution. These awards today are going in this direction. We have 25 companies that have ventured. They are all, as Mr. Kaske said, today's winners. We shall soon see who the jury considers the 3 best innovators are. Let me finally say, ladies and gentlemen, that this European Commission faces many great challenges to manage: economic and monetary union, enlargement to our Eastern partners, institutional change, agreeing our future finances. But in 20 years' time, I would like this European Commission to be also remembered for having triggered a quantum change in our economic perspectives, in our competitiveness, in job creation, entrepreneurship, and innovation linked to the information society. If we succeed here, and we must, Europe's prosperity will be assured. I count on you all to help us succeed. Thank you so much.
Don't go away. Please stay with me here. Thank you very much, President Santerre. And now I would like to open the awards ceremony. The envelope. We're only using one. Now, if I can take you, Mr. President, with me just here. To describe the first winner, capturing the three-dimensional shape of objects has been a job so time-consuming and expensive that few ever bother to do it. The first of this year's grand prizes goes to a young company founded just 5 years ago, which has developed the first handheld 3D scanner. This scanner transforms a boring process into a fun job, and it has uses which range from industrial design to computer animation to the representation of museum objects.
Man has long sought new ways to reproduce his creations. Casting was the traditional method, but this could be inaccurate. Copy milling brought accuracy within reach, but restricted modification of the original. With computers, modification became easy, but these require objects to be redrawn, which is a complex and lengthy procedure. So designers turned to contact probes. However, these could not handle sensitive material and were extremely slow. Next came laser probes. These can scan sensitive surfaces, but they're also very slow. No wonder the world has been waiting for a reverse engineering system that is fast, accurate, flexible, and non-contact. Well, that wait is over. High-speed scanning is now available using laser strike products developed by 3D scanners. Now you can scan an object within minutes, with incredible precision and all the benefits of a non-contact process. You can then manipulate the data as you wish and send it to your existing CAD/CAM software or even drive a milling machine direct. This may seem simple, but it has remarkable implications. Implications now being discovered by many different industries. From reverse engineering to inspection, from medicine to the media, high-speed laser scanning offers hundreds of ways to speed up processes, reduce product lead times, and create new business opportunities. There is one company at the forefront of adapting high-speed scanning into commercial viability. That company is 3D Scanners.
Come back a little bit. All right. And now I would like to invite the team of 3D Scanners, represented by Peter Champs, to come up on stage. We're just waiting for the statue.
It's a great honor to give you this award. I wish you all the best for you and your team.
Thank you.
She'll hold it for you.
Thank you very much. In fact, I'm very honored to accept this award on behalf of the whole team behind our Model Maker product. The development started in January, and we worked very hard, weekends, sometimes through the night, to get the product launched in August. And since then, the response has been amazing. This award will really help us to fully exploit the potential of Model Maker. Thank you very much.
I know it's difficult. Peter, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Congratulations, all the best for you and your team. Sure.
Peter Champs of 3D Scanners. Well, the second prize winner today is a company which is addressing the very urgent need for secure communications over the internet. This company of youngsters, the average age is about 30, remembering, please, that I am a femme d'un certain âge, because 30 is not a youngster to me, but never mind, has managed to rapidly establish an impressive client base on both sides of the Atlantic.
For any security product, wide acceptance and use is the only guarantee of strong security. Only after the technology has been audited and tested by tens of thousands of organizations with security expertise can a product or technology become truly widely accepted. F-Secure SSH is the only de facto standard for encrypting TCP/IP connections. Many of the most security-conscious organizations in the world rely on data fellows' communication encryption products in their daily business. The US Air Force, NASA, Stanford and Harvard universities, MIT, Helsinki University of Technology, telecommunication companies like MCI and Bell Atlantic, and of the 10 largest banks in the world, more than half are Data Fellows customers.
Internet and networking have quickly become vital for many information management systems. This has caused a huge need for security. Some people have already realized the possibilities for crime offered by Internet. F-Secure SSH is the best technical solution for many of the biggest security problems in the Internet. Its unique technology provides a service that is not available with other products or technology.
Sorry to keep moving you back and forth. And now I would like to invite the team of Data Fellows represented by Risto Siilasmaa.
Mr. President, members of the jury, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to applaud the representatives and officials of the European community for their attempt to raise the level of software quality and knowledge of the software manufacturing in Europe. I believe ITEA is an excellent way to raise the awareness of the European citizens of the capability of the local IT industry to produce world-class technology. There was a very famous man, a powerful man, who had a dream. I also have a dream. I think many of you share my dream. I would like Europe to catch up with the United States in the race for the domination of the IT market in general, but the software market in particular. With the kind of people, companies and products that we all have seen at this year's ITEA, Europe certainly has a good chance. I would like to congratulate all the other competitors in this year's ITEA for an excellent work. Thank you.
Rito Siilasmaa, thank you very much. Congratulations, well done. Rito Siilasmaa of Data Fellows. Well, the third grand prize goes to the oldest hearing aid company, but it has developed the world's very first fully digital hearing instrument, which has the same processing power as a personal computer. It can be personalized, I should say, easily according to different hearing profiles, and it adjusts to the different conditions of ambient noise.
This new hearing aid is the world's smallest computer, putting the equivalent digital processing power of a laptop into the ear.
I foresee that we in the near future will be able to train the hearing aid to make decisions like the human brain. And thereby we will turn the hearing aid into a very intelligent device.
Weighing only 4 grams, the fully digitized device will be on sale from 1996, and it could improve the quality of life for as many as 150 million people.
Now, with a new hearing aid, I am able to hear the birds. I am able to hear the clock, which I have not heard for a very long time.
It's based on a revolutionary new computer chip, which needs only 0.9 of a volt compared to the normal 3.3 volts, and so runs with a tiny battery for 200 hours. The microchip performs 14 million calculations per second. Compared to traditional hearing aids, which have 100 components, this one has 230,000. The research centre specialises in psychoacoustics, in other words, how people with hearing problems communicate in their daily life. The new earpiece can be tailor-made for a person's exact hearing needs. To the hard of hearing, the change is like going from a radio with only bass and treble to a digital recording studio.
Tips take you here. And now I would like to invite the representative of Otacon's team, Gordon Wilson, up on stage.
President Santerre, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me very great pleasure on behalf of the Oticon Company of Copenhagen, Denmark, to accept this prestigious award. I would like to extend my thanks both to the Commission but also to the jury for selecting our product from amongst such a range of very fine competitors. We feel honoured because, as you will see if you take a walk around the ITE village, being selected from these 25 is indeed an honour. Oticon endeavours to use information technology to improve the quality of life for people with hearing impairments. No group of people suffers more from the effect of hearing impairment than children. We therefore intend to use the money we receive from this award to establish a fund. This fund will be then used to assist in the provision of hearing care services for children, primarily in developing countries. So, not only will we benefit a lot from this award, but there are many others who will also be very thankful for it. Thank you.
Whoa, before you go away, Gordon, congratulations. It's really good. Now, Mr. Santerre, I'm going to bring you here to close it. No, I think you have to thank Mr. Casca and the jury and say goodbye. No, never mind, I'll do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank, first of all, to Mr. Casca as president of the jury and also the members of the jury. I think they did a very good job, and of course, because all the 25 were winners. Thank you so much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, President of the jury, members of the jury, this brings to a close the 1996 European IT Prize ceremony. My heartfelt congratulations to everybody who participated in this competition, not just the 25 and the 3, but everybody who sent things in. I cannot stress enough just how impressive this whole display was and how mind-boggling, especially for somebody who's not necessarily the most technologically minded person in the world, just how impressive everything was, really. Well, for all of the aspiring drivers on the information superhighway, the challenge to make it better is still out there. In case anybody's forgotten, there's always the millennium bug. So come up with a really brilliant IT business solution and join us for next year's award. Thank you all very much for taking part.
So, we are now here with the 3 grand prize winners of the ITEA ceremony that took place yesterday afternoon. I'm very proud to be standing next to this gentleman. And the first one is Mr. Weintraub, who represents Data Fellows. Now, if you remember,
from the video we showed you half an hour ago, Data Fellows is the company that specializes in cryptography. And it has offices not only in Europe but also in California. So I'm going to ask Mr. Weintraub first about his company.
Yes, the company was founded some 8 years ago in Finland, and it was the first years it was just a consulting company, and we were doing different kind of antivirus systems and so on, and security also. And later on we found out that all the experience we have, we could even make a shrink wrap products with them. And though we built up the first package we had called FPROT, later on we had a groupware product called Vineyard, and now we are coming out with the whole product family of encrypted product or encryption product called F-Secure. And we are pretty glad that the European Commission was able to find out us as a grand prize winner, because this product family really helps people all around the world when we're talking about security in the internet and intranet.
Now, we know that it's very important these days about security, especially on the internet. People want to buy products from internet. They want to be able to use their credit cards, and there's a major issue about, is this secure? And I'm sure your product solves that problem.
Exactly. What we do actually, we do three different things when we had this session. And first we authenticate that the server is the server, and the server authenticates that I am I. And when we had done this with the different kind of keys, then we build up a tunnel between the user, the client, and between the server. And at the end of the message, actually, we also seal that one. So when there is totally encrypted tunnel with sealed message, which for sure is secure.
That sounds like an exciting product, and you won the grand prize, obviously. How does that make you feel?
I think it's too early to say. We are so happy. We are just so happy that it's really difficult to understand, actually. We had this one night just time to understand, and I'm sure that the colleagues at home in Finland and the US also are pretty happy, and I think they are celebrating it.
Oh, I'm sure they're celebrating with late night sessions. Now, part of the prize is not only the award, it's also the prize money, which is 200,000 ECU. What use will you do of this money?
It's great to have that money, and we are sure that with that money we can even develop better products in the future.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Weintraub.
Thank you.
Now, the second ITEA prize winner is a company called Oticon. And Oticon sounds pretty similar to something that has to do with earring. And of course, they are the world's oldest earring equipment manufacturer, having been formed in 1904. It's a big company, it's 1,500 people, but they are nevertheless very pleased to have won this award. And we have with us Gordon Wilson, the representative of the company. So Gordon, how do you feel this morning?
We're very, very proud. I rang up the managing director of Oticon yesterday, and you can be assured that everybody in Copenhagen is very, very pleased to have received this award, and we'd just like to tell you all how happy we are as well, even though, as you say, a larger company. For us, it's a great honour amongst 250 technological achievements in Europe to be chosen as one of the three. And to us, that's a reflection that what we've been doing over the years, certainly in later years in developing our technology, is at the forefront.
Now, how did Oticon start in 1904?
That's an old story, but it actually was formed by a Danish gentleman who used to just import hearing aids to Denmark. And I think during the war years, with problems of supply, they began to manufacture them themselves. And then in Denmark during the 1950s, Denmark became the first company where individuals with a hearing loss could receive free hearing aids through the state system, the hospitals. And this gave a tremendous boost to the hearing industry in Denmark, because we had a home market from which we could, interacting with the Danish hearing centrales, as they're called, we could develop a greater knowledge of audiology and then develop the technology to try and improve the hearing aids of the time. And so Danish industry actually has 3 manufacturers. And so it's very much an important industry in Denmark, hearing care.
So it's a big honor to be one of those 3 companies in Denmark.
It's a big honor to be the one that got the award.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm sure you feel very pleased. Now, of course, together with the award, there's the prize money. What use are you going to do of that money?
Yes, 200,000 ECU is a lot of money. And I discussed this with management. We thought, if we won, what would we do with it? And Oticon is very active worldwide in assisting hearing impaired children. And what we find when we do this work is that obviously in certain countries, hearing impaired children can receive very limited assistance in terms of, for example, the early application of a hearing aid to a child can make a huge difference as to whether that child eventually learns to speak properly. Mm. So what we like to promote is the early use of hearing aids in children, deaf children especially. Mm-hmm. And we'd like to use this money because in lesser developed countries, just the basic equipment for measuring hearing loss is lacking. So in situations where we can see that just the provision of, for example, an audiometer, something that measures hearing, if we can now come out and provide some of that equipment, because we're going to use this money to establish a fund. And in Oticon, we call this program OT Kids. It's what we've been working with it now for several years. So this money will go towards promoting our OT Kids program, research as well, supporting research efforts in hearing loss in children, and provision in certain circumstances of hardware and even hearing aids.
This is a wonderful application, and I think this company should be congratulated for the application of this money. Now, the third prize winner is a company called 3D Scanners. Now, of course, the name tells you what the company does, but it's exceptional because this company is very small. It's only 15 people, and it was established to create a package which would scan 3D surfaces. The representative of the company, Peter Champs, is with me. Tell me about your company.
Well, 3D Scanners is, as you say, a small company. Mm-hmm. It was started in 1991 by the managing director Stephen Crampton, and in 1992 we started an Esprit project called 3D Scan, and as a result of that we developed a range of scanning machines which are able to digitize product designs to make mold, tools and dies for manufacture.
Now, this was part of the Esprit program in 1992. You've won the ITEA prize about this special 3D scanning device. How does it really work?
Well, we found when we were developing our machines that machines have a limitation. When you want to digitize real-world objects like people's faces, for example, they're very, very complicated, and a machine just doesn't have the intelligence to digitize it effectively. So we thought, wouldn't it be great if you had a scanning device that was just like spraying paint? So you could go around an object at all angles and all degrees of freedom. And we thought that would be the ideal way to digitize objects. So at the beginning of this year, that's exactly the product we developed. It's a handheld device that you move around an object and you can digitize very, very complex surfaces. The use of the surfaces fills many applications: medical industry, automotive, styling, and film, TV, animation, those sort of fields.
So, now you've won the IT Grand Prize. It actually represents 15% of your company's revenues. It's a lot of money. How do you feel, and what are you going to do with this money? Well,
we're very honoured to receive this award, and I think it's refreshing to see that the European initiatives to support SMEs are actually succeeding, because in the UK 99% of all companies are SMEs, and they can really make a big difference to European competitiveness against Japan, USA and so on, which is exactly what Esprit is about. So what we hope to do is to do more innovative work with this money. This will enable us to open up the markets that Model Maker can now address. And also we're going to do new things. It'll enable us to buy more equipment for our team, which is a very innovative and creative team, but sometimes in a small company you can be stifled by a lack of resource. So this is really going to help us to move forward, develop new markets and even more newer technologies.
Thank you very much. So this has been exciting. These are the 3 grand prize winners of this year's ITEA ceremony. Next year, of course, we have the ceremony repeating itself, 1997, the European IT Prize. We will also be looking at 25 finalists, each of whom wins 5,000 ECU, from which, again, 3 grand prize winners will be chosen. So don't forget to send in your application to the right address, either the EuroCase Secretariat or the European Commission, to be involved in next year's IT Prize.